I don't know what funnyjunk.com is. Hey, you know what? Let's watch a review together. Let's do that. Let's take a break real fast
Somebody up there?
and watch this review, because somebody posted this to me and said, I convinced him to play WarZ, but when he saw this review, he's not sure. Let's take a look. I haven't seen this yet.
Review.
We're going to get out into our own channel since we're soloing anyways.
Fighting zombie hordes in an apocalyptic wasteland has never
Been so boring. Watch this one. Here it is. I'm feeling this line. Been so
Fighting zombie
boring.
hordes in an apocalyptic wasteland has never been so depressing. Hi there, it's Kevin Van Ord standing in for Brett Todd to tell you about the WarZ. The WarZ's look at life after the zombie apocalypse is a complete disaster. It's loaded with unfinished...
Let's just go ahead and start off with, this guy obviously has never played a day of WarZ in his life, because when he's swinging at zombies, he's swinging at their stomach. Just pointing that out. He's obviously already retarded. Let's continue.
Features tons of bugs, wildly out-of-control player killing, and a system of micropayments that feels like out-and-out theft. The concept behind the WarZ is straightforward. It has also borrowed liberally from the impressive Arma 2 mod, DayZ, which is vastly superior.
Vastly.
The specific setting is the wilderness of a post-apocalyptic Colorado. You're dumped there with nothing more than a flashlight, a soft drink, a granola bar, and bandages.
What are you dumped in with DayZ? Don't they just give you a fucking flashlight too? Okay, moving on.
There are no goals, no quests, and no storyline of any sort.
So DayZ has storyline now? And quests? And goals? Alright, moving on.
All you have for motivation is the imperative to stay alive, which you do by avoiding being brutally murdered by either roaming zombies or other players.
Oh yeah, man. Swing at that chest. There you
It's a
go.
great
Die
concept.
again. There you go.
That's all the game is, a concept. The WarZ is mostly a blank slate, making it a frustrating free-for-all where players murder one another so often that the undead are no worry at all by comparison. You can't...
Is this guy going to run around with a gun anytime soon? I'm just curious. He just dies with a flashlight or naked every single time. Alright, moving on.
settle in long enough to figure out the basics before you're shot dead by some player hoping to loot your corpse. 3 settlements are supposed to serve as no-weapon safe zones.
So, what do they expect people to do? If I seen a guy standing in the middle of nowhere with nothing on and I had a hammer, I'd definitely beat him to death. Wouldn't you? Okay, again, moving on.
But function better as ambush
Oh, there we go,
spots
another...
with wildly offensive usernames camp out waiting to murder you.
Wildly offensive usernames. You've got to be kidding me. Wildly offensive usernames. Because DayZ didn't have that, but it's a fucking great game, right? DayZ didn't have it. Of course not. Moving on.
A frustrating addendum to all of this frenzied murder is the inability to spawn back in after being slain. Get killed, and you have to wait an hour of real time to send your character back into the fray.
But there's 4 character slots sitting right there. 4. Just 4. No big deal. Just 4. Chances are this guy'd run around for 5 minutes, die, and lose all his guys. Just saying.
You can go right back in by creating a new survivalist
There we
in one
go.
of the 5 available character slots, or
You don't
by
say.
replacing an existing character with new cannon fodder. But this delay is still annoying, given how often you can get killed. Oddly enough,
Given how often you can get killed, he's dying to a zombie. How often does that really happen in this game? He was in the middle of a forest dying to a zombie. I can understand if there's some crap around you, right? And the zombies decide to zigzag around and they juke you out. He was running in a straight line in the forest. And you tell me he didn't die? You tell me you can't get away from that? How retarded do you have to be? Okay, moving on.
zombies are an afterthought. It soon becomes clear why players are mainly just killing each other. There isn't much point bothering with
Oh
the
yeah, you
undead.
swing at that
The biggest
chest.
problem
Swing
is
at
that
it.
zombies
Get
are
him.
found
You almost got
mostly in
him.
and
He's
around
almost dead.
points of interest
Come
on the
on,
map,
you got
which
him.
are
Don't
thoroughly
worry.
watched
There you
by
go.
player killers.
Good job,
Undead
man.
also offer more risk than reward. Zombie-populated towns are scattered with goodies like bottles of water and food and medical
That's an
supplies,
idiot.
but little is worth risking life and limb over. Combat isn't particularly difficult, as you can generally button mash the undead to death, but it is dull, with each zombie taking a dozen or more whacks before going down. Sneaking around them
A dozen or more whacks. A dozen or more whacks. Okay, we're going.
Is much more interesting. Meters show how visible you are and how much noise you're making. Slain zombies can at least occasionally be looted for in-game money, but the items that can be bought with in-game funds are sold on a separate tier from the goods that can be bought with real-world money.
Have we seen this guy with anything but a flashlight? That is all he's doing. He's running out with a flashlight and hitting zombies. He hasn't even explored the game one bit. Just saying. But DayZ's amazing. Don't forget that one.
You have to slay an absurd number of zombies to earn enough cash to afford anything worthy. Zombies are also worth experience points, but these are mostly useless at present, as the character skill tree system is non-functional. Pay-to-play structure is a huge problem with the WarZ across the board. The game can be bought in a few different packages that might include some in-game funds. Virtually no decent items come with the default character loadout, and there isn't much worthwhile gear to be found on the map. You soon find yourself all but forced to buy weapons and survival gear with real money to stay even slightly competitive.
Forced to buy real weapons with real money. You can't buy weapons with real money. Clearly, he's doing his research here. Clearly. Let's move on again.
The overall pricing scheme doesn't look too bad at first, but the micropayment system will bleed you dry in the long run. You rarely get to keep what you buy. Getting killed almost always results in your corpse being looted. You can easily...
You almost always die. As he's running from zombies with no health, sprinting into another zombie, swinging his flashlight, and whiffing completely. Completely. You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. You serious? Alright, moving on.
Spends $10 in the store kitting out your player with a weapon, binoculars, food, and drink.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's take on 3 zombies at once. Don't worry. I can take them. I'm retarded.
This makes player killing an even more attractive strategy for anyone who doesn't want to spend real money, which further feeds into the vicious circle that is the WarZ. Technical problems cause more frustration. Hacking, server out...
Technical problems, but DayZ's the greatest game. Okay, we're gonna look at this real quick. How long does it take you to get into a WarZ game? We'll max it out at about 30 seconds. How long has it taken you previously to get into a DayZ game? Because I recall sitting in that bitch for like 10 minutes. Just saying. Let's go.
Outages, crashes, and visual bugs are just a few of the problems.
Okay, so when you turn away from zombies that are swinging at you, make sure you crouch to make it so they catch up to you. Let's move on.
And when you consider that glitches are the least of the WarZ's concerns, you know that it is simply not worth playing. The only way to draw even the tiniest bit of entertainment from the game is by playing on nearly empty servers to avoid the player-killing cheaters and focus on the undead.
I'll agree with that.
Even then, playing the WarZ is a typically miserable experience. Best to just avoid this zombie horde altogether.
Incredible. Incredible. Let me tell you. To be fair, DayZ is a free add-on. Man, in order to be eligible to play DayZ, you have to spend $30.